Why is it that people seem to like the parts of me that I like the least? I was teaching an authentic relating class recently. It was right at the end of my menstrual cycle here on this full-time eco-village design course. I'm around people all of the time. And at the end of my cycle, I normally like to withdraw from the world. I don't like being around people. I really try and um, reduce how much social time I have. It's just been impossible here. And so I was super sensitive. Um, yeah, feeling really raw and tender and like an exposed nerve. And it was a kind of a tough class. It was an advanced course. Luckily, I'm co-facilitating with a wonderful, very experienced co-facilitator, and we were navigating some tension in the room. And anyway, there were just these moments where, he was asking, we were having to like modify what we were doing as we were going in response to what was coming up for people. Um, and I was trying to figure out, do you want to do this? Do you want to do that? And I was narrating my internal experience as I went. And I got some feedback at the end from one of the participants or two of the participants actually, that this was a session that they had that felt me the most. And they really appreciated seeing my vulnerability, my kind of softness, um, my messy kind of process. And I was really touched. It felt really beautiful to receive that on this day that I was feeling so raw and sensitive. And at the same time, I'm like, really, really, this is the thing that I enjoy being confident and competent and feeling like I knowing what I'm doing and being able to navigate the world from that place, from this place of dignity. Really, really, you guys, like, this is the moment where you feel me the most. And it reminded me of something I was discussing with one of my clients who had actually some similar feedback on a course that he was a participant on. And yeah, the irony makes me laugh, right? Especially as a perfectionist and especially as a facilitator who has perfectionist tendencies, that I can spend so much time trying to mask and trying to present like the perfect image of myself, and that I have to know what I'm doing, and I have to be confident, um and that I can't get it wrong or be messy or be unsure. Um and actually in those moments where I'm I'm authentic and I let that drop and I let people see the kind of messy process underneath, like that's when people um connect with me the most. Uh, yeah, it's a really useful reminder that I could be working a lot less hard than I do at times, especially as a facilitator. And like that's not always appropriate. That's not how I would show up for the first session of people new to authentic relating. Yeah, and I'm also not gonna, there are times in my cycle where I do feel really confident and competent and really clear about where I'm going and things. And so I don't want to damn that expression of me either. Like that's also authentic. The fact that it perhaps feels a little less vulnerable and tender doesn't make it any less authentic. But it does give me permission on those days or those times where I don't know. I don't know. In those times where um, I feel stuck or unsure or tender, that there can really be a space for my humanness in the room, even as a facilitator. And that felt like a really important reminder to me this week. Where could I be relaxing into myself a little more and sharing that in the spirit of um, helping the people I work with remember that it's okay to be human. Mm. So yeah, I would really love to hear how this lands for you. Um, this feels really important for me, especially the big part of what I do on my relational facilitation mentorship program is helping facilitators feel more comfortable in these moments of vulnerability and authenticity. How do you how do you do that as a facilitator without undermining safety or losing the group? Like, how did you do that in a way that is appropriate and responsible and supportive for you and for the groups that you work with? So if that sounds interesting, the next round starts in January, and there are currently still a couple of spaces left if you would like to join us. I'll pop the links and things below, or just send me a message. But yeah, please share your thoughts and experience of maybe vulnerability as a facilitator. Also, just realizing that yeah, the parts of you that maybe you like the least. Oh, really? This part? Really? Oh, sometimes are the parts that other people connect with the most. All right. Thanks so much for being here, and I will see you next time.